Good morning. I'm Steve Wolf, Wholesale Marketing Rep for Sprague.
And I'm Kristyn Schweitzer, Director of Wholesale Sales.
Welcome to Sprague's Refined Products Review, where we share what's moving the market and the insights we see every day.
It's been a crazy week, Steve.
Sure has, right? Escalation on all fronts, on U.S.-Iran, Russia-Ukraine, and of course, prices. After 10 consecutive nights of U.S. strikes on Iran, mediators are pushing for a 10-day ceasefire, and Iran confirms that talks are active, though we've heard that story once before. And although talks are active, the Houthis have declared a blockade on Saudi Arabia, threatening Saudi Arabia exports in that region.
You and Joel started to mention last week that the continued Ukrainian strikes on Russian infrastructure have also impacted the market. Has that continued over the last week?
Right, the Russian oil refineries are down at about 50% from what they once were. And since then, Ukraine has started targeting other infrastructure like vessels out there as well as ports, so not just refineries.
That is different now than when the Russian-Ukraine war started because we had ample inventory levels. That's another factor that's changed in the current market, where inventory levels are at the lowest we've seen, frankly, since the 1980s.
Right, so you'll see that the crude barrels that were once a surplus have started to dwindle, and now that's gone into the refined products markets as diesel, gasoline, jet fuel all continue to show signs of tightness, signaled by the backwardation that we're still seeing in the market.
Yes, the backwardation is averaging over the winter strip at 10 cents a gallon. And the refinery throughput, as you mentioned, is at lowest levels, which you'll continue to see that impact in the crack spreads and ultimately in the price of gasoline and diesel.
Right, and we also talked about China. So China has played an important role in stabilizing the market by surely not importing, and those imports continue to be about half of what it was pre-war levels.
China is definitely a bit of an unknown right now, and it remains to be seen whether their inventories are ample or when their demand will come back into the market.
And right, although there's been lots of diplomatic talks, the vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz are back down to the pre-MOU levels. So they're continuing to dwindle after seeing a spike when we thought peace might be on the horizon. But the vessel transits continue to trickle down to the pre-war or the pre-MOU levels.
Yeah, it's essentially trickled to nothing. That's something that we're definitely watching every day. Speaking of refinery impact as well, I just saw in this last week a headline about Irving going into turnaround for September to November. A 2-month turnaround time is pretty normal for the market. This would be expected. But again, that's more refined products coming off of the market for a period of time.
Right, as refiners are running hard to supply the tight market and take advantage of record-breaking profits. Some have deferred maintenance over the past few months to keep production up, and we'll see what that does with us going into peak demand season here in the Northeast as winter approaches.
Yeah. Well, and the Northeast is supplied by Canadian refineries to a potentially significant extent. And it was interesting, just breaking news last night, to see that Trump is reinstating 50% tariff on vehicles, alcohol, and dairy, I think are the main industries. Is that an indicator of how the renewal of the Mexican-Canadian agreement with the United States will go? Nobody knows, but it's certainly worthy of mention and an interesting note on the tariff front.
Right, and it sounds like energy products were left off that list, but unfortunately for my brother buying hockey sticks, that might not be the greatest case here coming into hockey season.
You're not buying hockey sticks anymore?
No, just golf clubs.
Well, and also you can't not mention the weather. I think that the super El Nino that is present continues to astonish the weathermen and could mean, while too early to predict winter weather, it could mean extreme temperatures. We're certainly seeing some extreme heat right now over this summer. And The warmer waters would normally potentially be a hurricane indicator as well of a strong hurricane season, but there's something about the wind shear that I think is keeping it on a level. But again, breaking news, it will be interesting to see what Bertha is now just a tropical storm, but how that evolves over the next couple of days. It does appear that there are refineries in her path. So hurricane just takes one hurricane to keep it interesting.
It's funny that you mentioned the weather impacting, the possible supply, whereas now we thought, it wouldn't be much of an impact given that we're here in the summer months. But you got to watch out for those tropical storms and those hurricanes that could impact anything down in the Gulf. So now let's get to the fun stuff, prices. Since the beginning of July, prompt prices have gone up about 90 cents. So if you've seen, multiple rack increases, that's, just nature of the beast with this market dynamic, as well as the winter strip is up about 50 cents. So that heat curve, that October to April strip over the past, 20 days or so has gone up about 50 cents.
Yeah. We are also seeing the forward heat curve follow suit, not to the same extreme or potential risk here, that seems to be bullish in the nearby. But I certainly think that the forward curve has also gone up over the last week or so and is following that. I spend a lot of time talking with our customers about using the alert feature on real time in market dynamics like this. It can be set to tell you if the market is going down or up. In talking with a lot of our customers as well, many have waited to go out with their forward programs, and they thought that the market might fall, and here we are, it has not. Many people are feeling pressed and at a point that they've got to do something. So it will remain interesting what the forward curve continues to do and what our customers and ultimately homeowners do in this market pricing dynamic.
Right. You mentioned the price alert feature on real time. There's also the bid feature that helps you set a price. So if you have a price target in mind, you're able to set it on there and kind of forget it and get an email or text when the market hits that point, if it does. So if you don't remember how to use any real-time features, you can contact the real-time desk and they'll show you how to set price alerts, bid, or even explore our forward contract offerings.
The resounding Sprague message remains, please contact us to talk about your forward supply, to get quotes. Let's plan on this coming season together, and let us know if you need anything.
Well, that's all we have this week. And if you haven't seen it yet, check out our latest special feature, an overview of Sprague's forward contract programs, available now on our YouTube channel.
Featuring yours truly.
And thanks for joining us this morning. And we'll be back next Wednesday with another refined products review. Refine your insight.
Fuel your success.
Well, that's all we have for you this week in our weekly update. And we'll be... I hate week and weekly update. They're too close. Anyways.
Let's wait till Kristyn is done making faces.
I really thought you were better at this. I am a natural. Good luck with this one.